Good morning, Patriot family. Happy Thursday.
We made
How's
it
everybody
back.
doing? I know. Well,
That was the longest road trip in the Well, no, we've been other places, but I'm saying to turn and burn in one day. If you guys didn't catch us yesterday, we were live from Allie's car
it was
on
great.
I-75 and 10.
I-10.
I-10.
Lots of fun.
It's pretty
Lots
of
of fun.
But we didn't want to miss the reactions to the State of the Union, and we talk about politics all the time in the car anyway. So, well,
Right, and I mean, we do have a lot of our funny moments. Thank goodness we don't always have a camera on us because, my goodness, I don't know. I don't know what the world would do. I don't know what the world would do.
Guys, thank you so much for joining Open Mic with Allie and Michelle. If you're not already, make sure you follow us at Real Allie Leger, at Michelle Posey, and at Open Mic Ladies on all platforms. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We're thankful to Talk Red. At some point, we're like family because you don't correct us. You just let us be us, and I love that. It's like this. We're so encouraged here, and I love it. So thank you to our Talk Red family. We're here Monday through Friday live, 10 a.m. Let's start. So Allie, we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday with a little bit more of the State of the Union, because it hurt my heart that we weren't showing some of the Medal of Honor recipients.
Yeah, me too.
Apparently, you've got some breaking news on what took place with the Democrats protesting the State of the Union.
It was wild. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know. But before we do all that, let's go ahead and open that mic.
Amen.
Taking back our freedom, back to where we started. We're wearing our red hat tonight. It takes more than just a feeling. Oh, better be believing, and America's gonna be home.
What do you do when they try to cancel you? MAGA Nation, we cancel proof. My red hat stays on. My red hat stays on. You know I love God, but in Trump I trust. November 5th, you gon' ride with us? Our red hat stays on. Our red hat stays on. It's the mayor MAGA, the RNC King. 2024, freedom gon' ring. Mr. Red, White, and Blue. I'm still fighting for each one of you. And keep your red hat on.
Hey, family, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you know that Senator John Fetterman has a stunning 73% Republican approval rating in his home state of Pennsylvania and 62% Democrat disapproval? Wow.
Are we going to see a walkaway?
Normal policies that actually have some common sense and benefit the American people, Democrats hate.
That's amazing, Allie. That's amazing. Common sense is that hard to pick up on as a lefty? By the way, these emotional support water bottles are very popular. But this thing, look at that. It's like from hip to shoulder. Maybe
It's
I need to
huge.
move it off the screen. It's huge. It's
Huge.
coffee right now. Coffee and collagen. Allie, that surprises me. That I guess I'm a little surprised that Republicans are that forward about being able to say something when they like a Democrat and their policies. I mean, that's huge, because Democrats can't do that. They
No.
can't say, you know what, on that one topic, even though I don't agree with anything else you said, you're really good. Like they just it would be
They
projectile
can't
vomiting.
bring
if they
it to
tried.
themselves to dissent.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, Allie, I want to start with a quick review of the State of the Union, because there's so much that we didn't get to because
My
Trump
gosh.
just kept celebrating win after win after win. But if you know what, audience, if you want to know why there's so much winning going on, if I can find my words. This was a post from Tulsi Gabbard where she's showing this quiet moment right before the cabinet members walk out through the State of the Union. She said, "We joined together in prayer, giving all thanks and praise to capital God, and praying for clarity and strength to listen to him, serve him, and do his will." You guys, I'm so sorry for those that are on the wrong side of history under this Trump administration 2.0. But this is of epic biblical proportions when you've got leaders of the free world not just paying lip service to "I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior" while I'm getting my Grammy that mentions the F word 1,700 times. No, like these are people that really want to try to do the will of God and listen to him. This is exciting.
No, that was good. I mean, I think it just brings things back full circle. I mean, we are in the 250th anniversary of our nation, our birth of our nation. birthday of our nation, and they prayed before they did everything.
Yeah.
Literally everything. Before they casted votes, before they entered the halls, before they literally, before battle, they prayed for everything. Before everything, after everything, and I think this is just, it's full circle, and it's nice to see.
And the wins just kept going. You know, we mentioned that there was a Navy captain, Royce Williams, who received the Medal of Honor, Melania Trump pinning that on him. But
yes.
I caught this video of, he had a few words to say about it. A separate ceremony led by Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. Let's take a listen and then we'll talk about it.
Gallantry in action. Those are the words that President Lincoln used when he authorized the Medal of Honor. We know the story of what then Lieutenant Royce Williams did. One Navy pilot up against 7 Soviet MiGs. 35 minutes of combat. Your plane hit by 263 bullets. I don't even know how that's possible. What you accomplished on that day, November 18th, is the living essence of what Abraham Lincoln wished to honor. Gallantry in action.
I don't go looking for honors. All I say is, God bless America and all glory to God.
Wow. Oh my gosh. If I'm like, I can't. I'm just a girl, and I'm probably on the wrong end of my cycle to be watching these things, but that is just amazing. It's amazing. I mean, we're family, right? Like,
We're
I let y'all
family.
know. It's slipped.
And every
It is
woman
what
out
it
there
is.
was like, girl, preach.
Right. Like, it's just so touching. It is. It's touching. And honestly, where is that movie? Where is that story being played? I am so tired of these same like kinds of plots that are pushed out through the entertainment industry, and we're not highlighting actual heroes and stories of American valor and gallantry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not capitalizing on how can we capture, one, the youth, and two, oh, I need to probably pick a better word. And two, the ones that don't really, the ones that don't participate in politics. They don't participate in you know, our history at large, right? They've all kind of disengaged. And I think using entertainment is a way to bring that and bridge that gap. And if we are able to make these movies and short films or little short episodes, right? Short miniseries about our heroes and about certain founders of our nation and certain situations and certain battles, like, I think that would capture a lot of people's attention and kind of change the culture of America, because you can't fight for what you don't know, and you don't fight for what you don't love.
Yeah, you know, and Allie, as you're saying this, what I'm envisioning is Royce Williams narrating as the story is being told. This is how you get children to fall in love with the history. So he was during the Korean War. He's a U.S. Navy lieutenant. He had a 35 to 38 minute 1 versus 7 dogfight against the Soviet MiG-15. This is kind of like Top Gun kind of stuff,
right?
But much better. Like, it's a real story. Like this,
right?
Yeah.
Like, where's that story?
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be like the history, you know, because you know how the History Channel does it. Like, they'll play like a version and then they'll do a talk over, and it's not interesting. Like, I want to actually see, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want to see like the sweat beating off his forehead, like while he's like shooting back at them. Like, that's what we want to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's just a little bit embellished, because it's movie, it's entertainment, you want it to capture the audience and you want to be able to tell the story. And I think that is something that is missing in our entertainment industry. And I think that the right does not participate the way that I think that they should in capturing culture through entertainment. Like, we have a wonderful studio called We the Studios. They left Hollywood. We need to actually get her and her husband on our show so we can talk about this. But
I would love to tour their studio.
They have left Hollywood because Hollywood went completely crazy. They're doing things that they do not align with, as far as like just sickening things from all the way down in the basement to just woke DEI ideology and gross things, out in public. And so they left, they came here to Orlando, and they have built their own studio, but they don't have a lot of fun. Like, people are not putting money into their programs.
And I feel like we can maybe, and look at us just brainstorming right here. You're getting it live. This is what happens all day with Allie and Michelle. I feel like we can help get that word out, Allie, because there are people, good people, who do have resources. We call them gatekeepers. Vic and Magda Meller. But they allow for these things to expand, and whether they know it or not, they're being used by God to do it. So just caught something that we just realized in real time, and we will get that hooked up. There was another Medal of Honor recipient. This is Eric Slover. He's the first Chief Warrant Officer Chief Officer 5 in U.S. history to receive the Medal of Honor. I love it because here is an independent journalist, Kagan Dunlap, and Mario reshares it, so I'm going to give credit to where credit's due. I just kind of dug this up. But I love how Dunlap goes through with a narration of telling the story. It does grip you. It's about a minute and a half long. Let's take a listen.
Many of you probably don't realize this, but this is the very first Chief Warrant Officer 5 in the entire United States military history to receive the Medal of Honor. So this is Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, who's a highly experienced helicopter pilot that's serving in the U.S. Army's elite 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, also known as the Night Stalkers, who are basically the unit that's renowned for transporting all of our special operations forces for like extremely high-risk nighttime insertion missions. Now, he's still on active duty right now, but he was awarded the Medal of Honor, which is the nation's highest military award for his actions during Operation Absolute Resolve on January 3rd of 2026, which was the daring raid to capture Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro in Caracas. He was the flight lead and pilot for the very first MH-47 Chinook helicopter that was inserting into Caracas, and he's responsible for planning the aviation component of the mission, including leading the insertion of Delta Force. Now, as the helicopter was approaching the landing zone for the assault under the cover of darkness, he was struck multiple times. Some reports say between 3 and 4 bullets in the hip and leg by anti-aircraft fire, by machine guns, which caused severe wounds, resulting in shredding his leg into numerous pieces and resulted in significant blood loss. Now, despite the agonizing pain and life-threatening injuries this guy faced, he maintained control of the aircraft, maneuvered it in to face the threats, which allowed his door gunners to eliminate the hostiles, and he successfully landed so he could deploy the team that was in the back. His actions directly assured the mission's success and prevented a potential catastrophic crash, saving the lives of his crew and the assault force. Now, obviously, he's still recovering from his wounds because, as you could see in the video, he was using a walker to hold himself up. The dude is an OG. And I gotta be honest, he kind of looks like he could be related to Henry Cavill or Superman.
Yep. I'm
Hey,
saying the left could effing never.
And they really hesitated to stand, although I will say Mark Kelly, they did get a good close-up of him being that, of him standing for both Medal of Honor recipients. So that's
to be
after,
a
being a part of the
CW5
Seditious Six.
is just, I mean, first of all, that's wow. And second, to be the first one to receive the highest congressional medal, which is the Congressional Medal of Honor. I mean, hats off to that man. And just incredible valor. I can't even.
I cannot imagine taking that kind of fire, and then you're going in, you're getting Maduro, right? They get Maduro, they're lifting him out, and now you're like injured, and you're flying back to the United States. And then when you land in the United States and everybody finds out in the United States how wonderful this mission was, you've got your pink vagina hat wearing liberals outside protesting, and you've got to be like, that's okay, because I bled for your right to even get out there and wrongfully, but whatever, protest.
Right,
it's just,
right.
It's funny. It puts things in perspective, I guess.
It really does. And it's, I mean, congratulations to him. I think these honoring our military, who really understand the sacrifice. Guys, when I tell you, this is the epitome of it. When I tell you that liberty is not free, it requires a very, very significant level of sacrifice. Your money, your time, your life, and sometimes all three. That is exactly what I'm talking about. What these men have gone through in order to successfully complete missions in order to, just preserve American sovereignty. That is what this is about. And that is what you're saying when you say we support our military. And if you are not actively involved in taking a participatory role in our own governance, you are giving them a smack in the face. Every single Democrat that decided to sit on their ass, and I said it, when they were asked to stand for the basic principle of government, was a smack in the face for every single military member and their families who have died to save and to protect this nation.
And that's why I love that his wife was standing by his side during that, because think about it, the families do serve too. When you get the full screen view of the chambers and you see it's like one half of the chamber is standing up to applaud, the other half, as Allie said, couldn't find their way to their feet. Some people on social media who maybe aren't familiar with who all the representatives are had said, here we go.
Ooh, yeah. Democrats showed whose side they're on, and it's not the American people. 100%.
Yes, look at
and
that.
Guys, and I love that his wife was there. I know that you said that, and I love that you said that because, there would be no glory in slaying dragons if there was no witness.
Mm. And so what role are we playing by witnessing that? What does that then spawn you to do?
Yep.
You can't claim ignorance. You can't claim that you don't know.
Yep.
And that's the thing. We become so distracted in our culture. You talked about reaching out to our culture on the right. That's what newly, engaged, not newly, we've been doing this for a while, but to the party, we're newly, what we're trying to do is bridge that gap with journalism, with media, with advertising, with the entertainment industry, because we have to, now that we're on the side of winning, all Trump did was kick a few doors in and prop them open. If we don't run through that with a messaging that carries to every single demographic, to every single age, everybody should love freedom. You're here. You choose to stay here. I guarantee you there's a reason why, and all Donald Trump is doing is trying to defend that. So you're right, Allie. We now know. We now are witnesses to it. What are we going to do? Well, people on social media, Allie, were... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, sorry. I was just going to say good, strong women behind a good, strong man makes all the difference.
Some of you might.
All right, what were you saying? People on social media had some strong opinions.
On social media, there were some that don't recognize our representatives all the time, and they're like, who is this woman on the Democrat side, on the left side in the red dress that's standing up? How brave, how brave. Well, it isn't somebody who's a Democrat. It is a representative from Florida.
She's a Republican.
She's a Republican, but she says that she chose to stand on that side. I am going out of order. Do you have that clip, David, as he's probably throwing darts at my image? Do you have the cat Kamek?
What did you label it?
We'll circle back to that. Okay, let's talk about another one that's not so fun. Anyway, Kat Kamek was standing on the Democrat side because she just chose to take a seat over there. They had plenty of empty ones because they were boycotting. And just she said she wanted to show that difference between her standing and the others not. But Allie, let's talk about Ilhan Omar. You sent this to me this morning. I had already had it on last night, but it's crazy. It's crazy. Not just Ilhan Omar, but her guest that she had at the State of the Union. Apparently, Ilhan Omar's State of the Union guest was arrested for refusing to sit down and for blocking people.
She was blocking ICE. She was okay, let's call it what it is.
Well, there's two things.
She was impeding a federal federal proceedings.
Yes, she's also the one that was arrested in Minneapolis or in Minnesota for not getting her car out of the way when they were like, keep it moving, keep it moving. So we call these regular agitators and actors. Can we play that clip, David?
Is that this is an ongoing fear and threat for people around this country. What happened to me is absolutely not new in the history of this country, and we have not seen accountability that gives me any reason to believe this won't be done to somebody else. So that's what I'm thinking about today. And honestly, I'm glad that it's me sitting in that seat rather than somebody who's cheering for what happened to me.
What happened to you?
Like, you caused what happened to you. Like, take some ownership and accountability. Oh my gosh, the entitlement.
Well, listen, I don't know who is sitting in a driver's ed class right now funded through our public school system that's being told, hey, when you want to pull in the middle of a street and officers, federal or otherwise, tell you, you need to move and pull over here, just ignore them. Are you getting a license? Are you passing a class with that kind of, like, crap? You're not. We know what the law is, and if we don't, we got to do better in our school systems to make sure that people we do. You understand. And all she did is they kept. And the one clip we showed on this show a few weeks ago, the cameraman panned down to the street, and you could see there's like no traffic, and he's saying, head this way. Head this way. This part is closed. Head this way. And as soon as they pull her car door open, because she won't put the car in park and she won't do what she's told, she drops out of the car like Academy Award winner, it's sick. And that's who Ilhan Omar invites as her guest. You can't stand up for the angel families who have loved ones that are lost, missing because of your open borders, but you're going to bring this terrorist into our. It's just.
Again, these are the same people that stood to protect other nations' borders. Literally, Ilhan Omar has been recorded saying that other nations have invaded her country of Somalia, and Somalia is for Somalians only. However, she will not stand to protect Americans in America only. America is
Make
for Americans
Somalia
only.
great again. Send Ilhan Omar back.
Send her butt back home. Can we get this is what I'm talking about. Like, the amount
there needs to be a special division that handles those that are the fraud department largely that Trump announced that JD Vance is going to undertake. Like, that's great, but we believe that there are documents that show that she's here illegally.
Right, and then you're here. This is what I like to call political theater, because we have people that will grandstand on sexual immorality and misconduct, but not this with Ilhan.
Call it on both sides. I believe David has the interview with Kat Kamick from right here in the free state of Florida, because that's where all the strong conservative women, well, most of them come from. Take a listen.
So we actually have a little something tonight for our friends on the left, and you'll have to tune in to see what we're planning. I think that that's really what people saw last night, was that clear divide of people who are willing to stand up for America and those that are going to sit on their hands. And so you saw that clear divide in the room. I was the only Republican sitting on the Democrat side, because I believe you need to lead by example.
We're willing to stand for America, and they just want to sit it out. That is what America needs to think about when they go to vote in these November midterms.
America is back, baby. We are so excited. I might go run through the Capitol playing Freebird.
We're back, baby.
She's great.
What a genius idea to, they think we have hearts anyway, so go sit next to them. Yeah.
I'd have done the same thing. I'd have sat my behind right in between Ilhan and JPL, whatever her name is. I'm serious. Y'all think I'm playing.
I love it.
Guys, I walked into a civic center and was literally called white supremacist in blackface to my face. And stood there and said...
What party was that?
Yeah, the left. And I was like, oh, okay, I understand that that's how you feel. Not true. However, our kids are graduating at a 90% rate, and 40% of them can't read or write on level. So can we talk about the issue instead about how you feel?
Instead about me? It's not about me.
It ain't me.
It ain't me. And I ain't
And even
wrong.
if it was, that's not why I'm here.
Absolutely. Allie, and that's why I love your tenacity. People don't understand that comments like that and idiocracy like that, it only fans the flames. So keep it up. It's working. You mentioned getting engaged with culture. If I didn't have a young adult daughter, I wouldn't have known what this meant. But Trump took to the main stage at the State of the Union and said the quiet part aloud. He's not afraid to talk about it. That's what all of us need to embrace across the country. He's talking about transitioning of children, of minors, and the chopping off of perfectly good body parts, even though you took sworn oath to do no harm. He's talking about the way Big Pharma has made money off of this, off of telling children that they're in the wrong bodies. And now we're seeing an epidemic of children and young adults that want to transition back, hopefully before there's a substantial damage to their bodies. So there was one person that was invited. He told her story, and she does a little thing. I didn't know what that was, but my young adult daughter told me. Take a look.
Their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and
You see what I'm
wonderful
saying?
young woman with a full ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up.
Watch what she does. So first of all, like,
Do you see what I mean about the camera crew and how, like, the camera crew, that was so C-SPAN did that.
They zoomed in on Representative Tim McBride, who is a
man.
A man.
Pretending to be a woman.
In woman face.
Who has a mental illness.
Yeah. Listen, you can highlight and contour really well, but still be a man. It's not happening. But what she does with this is, what? Is that what makes me unelectable? I don't care. Anyway, by doing that, it's kind of like, I see, like, it's like clapping back, kind of like, you know, so when I say something really cool, my daughter will do that. And so I'm like, oh.
It's I'm giving you your flowers. I don't, you know, it's cute.
It's cute. It's cute. And the fact that the president chose to draw attention to this, because this is the next pandemic that's coming to medical professionals. They're going to have to answer and account for the fact that the Academy of Pediatrics and other associations have completely now done an about face, just like Europe did. We told you this was going to happen. They said we have to affirm, we have to affirm, we have to affirm all these delusions that children and minors are seeing and feeling. We've got to affirm it, otherwise you're going to have, you know, mass suicides. Well, what are we finding out now? They did transition. They were jacked up on medications and drugs. Some of them have gone on to still feel disenfranchised and have suicide rates are actually higher on those that have gone through the transition process. Something's not working, right, Allie? I'm glad he draw attention.
And I like that he brought it up too, because we have states that are kidnapping kids to do this. They are literally kidnapping kids from healthy families who want to actually get to the bottom and to the root cause of what is causing this ideology in our children and wants to get them the best help that they can. And instead, the state is coming in and removing these children and putting them into these homes and transitioning them. That is not what the state is for. And that is why we've been fighting so hard against CPS and DCFS and governments that believe that they know best instead of parents. Parents have the unilateral authority.
The all-encompassing right. To
That's
quote
it.
A school board member here. We do. And we're not co-parenting with the government. I know that's been a catchphrase for moms groups across the country, but it is true. So grateful that Trump is not afraid to talk about the uncomfortable things, even from the State of the Union address. There were those that wanted to put a message out thanking President Donald Trump, and the White House circulated it. It's about a minute and a half. Let's take a listen.
My name is Everest Nevermont.
My name is Megan Hemhauser.
My name is Marcus Coleman, father of Delilah Coleman.
My name is Catherine Rayner.
My name is Sierra Burns. And I'm so excited to be in Washington, D.C., the capital, to attend the State of the Union with the President and the First Lady.
And to be invited to the State of the Union. What an incredible honor.
Thank you, President Trump, for inviting us to the State of the Union.
I'm incredibly honored to be here and be a part of this special event.
I'm awestruck.
It's the State of the Union, like that's an ultimate honor. President Trump, I've followed you for many years. I've started at your first rally when you first were running again. I went by myself. There isn't words, but I'm so thankful for everything.
Thank you so much for letting me come and talk about education and teach all of Americans how to learn super fast and effectively with using AI.
I am incredibly thankful for your initiative and wanting to push and bringing to light the hardships behind IVF and the access that families need.
To be here is a dream. I don't think I could have ever imagined this for myself, and yet here I am. So I'm thrilled, and thank you for having me.
We stand behind you in the efforts that you're trying to progress to better the United States and the United States citizens.
Absolutely amazing.
I was going to go like this, but then that's going to be my new thing, and then my daughter's going to throw something
Do
at
it.
me.
It's fine. I love it. Again, I can't. Like, what is Allie?
We need tissues today.
I'm a girl boss. What's going on? I'm a gangster. We don't cry.
I'm a gangster. We don't cry. Well, Allie, just as you think that everybody kind of sees it for what it is and everybody understands the wins in this country, I love when occasionally CNN has to eat crow live on TV. And I can't even prep this. It's about a minute long. Let's take a look. This is great.
Among speech watchers tonight, 64% say his policies will move the U.S. in the right direction. And look at the growth President Trump made over the speech. So pre-speech, it was 54% of speech watchers said his policies will move the U.S. in the right direction. After the speech, that number goes up 10 percentage points. So Donald Trump made some progress with people watching the speech from their pre-speech expectations to what they saw in the speech itself. And that 64% number.
Well, and let's say I actually think not only is it accolades to President Trump, but it's thank you for showing your idiocracy from the left, because all you have to do is sit there and watch that and go, who are these yahoos on the left that just can't even rise for causes like the loss of innocent life? So I think that's amazing. That's the only thing that changed before speech and after speech was the way the Democrats handled it.
Part of it, I'm sure it was. And I mean, I think it should have been higher than that. That's just me. But
well, you know that's CNN. They're going to lowball it. You know what I mean? Like I want to see the data from that, sir. Like, I really want to see the focus group too.
The focus groups have been pretty interesting. They've been. Did you see the one with Aja when the little white boy? He was like,
I saw that.
He's like the Save Act is going to disenfranchise black people, and she's like, no. It was funny. It was so good. We're gonna have to play that next time.
We have to get that clip. All right, guys. So we have so much more. You're only halfway through Open Mic, ladies. So don't worry. Kick your feet up. We've got much more to come, and it's just going to get spicier from here on out. We've got a quick word from Liberty Cigars. Ooh, Allie's got one. Don't smoke it. That's your Trump one, right?
It's my Trump one. I'm not smoking this one.
Okay. All right.
This one is like my collector's item. If I can get another, because I don't think they make these anymore.
I don't think so either. I think that's what he told us. Yeah.
I'm so mad.
Well, guys, make sure you get over to libertycigars.com and support Liberty Cigars. Use promo code OpenMic to help support Open Mic. Ladies, we'll be right back after this message.
From the heart of Marietta, Georgia, comes a tribute to the spirit of liberty. Liberty Cigars, where history meets craftsmanship. Each cigar tells a story. The Founders Collection honors the visionaries who shaped a nation. The President's House Collection celebrates the leaders who steered it. And the Naval Series salutes the heroes who defended it. Handcrafted with precision, each blend mirrors the essence of its namesake. From the boldness of George Washington to the elegance of Thomas Jefferson. Indulge in a moment of reflection. Light a Liberty cigar and savor the legacy. Discover your story at libertycigars.com, because every great nation deserves a great cigar. Liberty Cigars, smoke the history. And don't forget to use promo code OpenMic for 10% off your order.
Welcome back to Open Mic with Allie and Michelle. Allie, as we are almost ready to pivot from the State of the Union. Pivot! Love you so much.
Oh my goodness.
I wanted to show our viewers, even though it's like a minute and a half long, guys, I want you to take a look at history. Okay, we're going to go back 20, 30 years. That's math. We're going to go back 30 years. Okay, 30 years. And I want you to hear the message, and I want you to see the difference, and then we're going to talk about what's really different. Take a look.
The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace, as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
Both sides stand.
You know
What's
what?
changed?
I need that clipped. That needs to be clipped, and I'm going to send it to me, like personally, tech team, because I'm going to put that in every single comment.
Yes.
Every single one.
Listen, guys, the left shifted left. There are very few, we might have met like one yesterday. There are very few moderate Democrats left. And even those of you that think you are, school board members, you're really not. You're really not, because your policy speaks otherwise. I want to make sure we do have a comment here. Thank you, Jay Lopez. He says, Democrats stood up for the Ukraine flag when Zelensky visited, yet would not stand for the Ukraine victim who was killed on the train.
Yep.
See? I love that, Jay. Yes, you get it, right? And thank you for being able to point that out. That's amazing. This is a telltale sign that immigration reform was something that nobody has picked up over the last 40 years. Everybody's cried about it to some extent, but nobody's tried to do anything about it. You hear Bill Clinton talking there about deportations and ramping up deportations, and I don't see any Ilhan Omar's, crying foul here. This is proof that the left is communist socialist. There's no other words to describe it.
There really isn't, and we actually met. I've known him for a little while, but we had the privilege of speaking to. I want to call him a Kennedy Democrat.
Thank you.
And we were having the conversation, and I can't remember what we were on the conversation about, but he said something about we needed you on the school board. Because there's some things that are going on, and we both looked at him, and I was like, yeah, well, sorry, but he was like, and I'm the only Democrat, and I was like, yeah, no, it's great, but I'm sorry, excuse me, sir, but they have quite literally lost their mind. The Democrat Party is no longer what it used to be. And he said, sadly, I must agree with you.
And Allie, I loved meeting him and talking to him, because he's got a great story of coming through, fighting through addiction and many other things. He's got a wonderful testimony. Right. He gives all glory to God. But when, I just start rattling off like how I talk, and then he was like, I'm a Democrat. And I was like, because, I didn't expect to have that kind of conversation with somebody who was elected to office in the state of Florida as a Democrat, but understands how far removed.
How far left they've gone.
Party has gone.
They've like hopped off like the sovereignty cliff and dove all the way down to communism and Marxism. It's wild. It's wild to see.
Everybody can see it. I know you're good friends. We've talked to him. We've had him on the show with Brandon Strzok and the Walkaway movement.
Yes.
This is a video that came. Somebody sent to me, and she is so amazing with what she says. I know it's a little longer. It's a little over a minute and a half. But I want to listen. We like to show people that are independent. This was reposted by Chicago One Ray. I also, I don't know if she's from Chicago, but listen to this.
No, that's him. It's a boy. It's a man.
Yeah, but the video that they showed is a woman.
Yes.
They're re-showing it from TikTok. Take a listen to this and tell me people aren't fed up with the Democrat Party.
I believe for the rest of my life, I'll be doing the Lord's work. I'm going to make sure no black person is a Democrat ever again. I hope you got enough common sense and critical thinking to understand what's going on right now. I'm about to give you all the facts. Every day I think I'm going to come on here and tell you what these clowns have done to you. Can you just notice that they never got a solution for you and they always calling you a victim? That's number one. You always need Medicaid. You always need food stamps. You always need government assistance. Why? Why you can't need a job? Why you can't need an education? Why you can't need a better job? Why you can't need a house? Why you can't need a better car? Why you can't need better things than motherfucking government assistance? Lyndon Johnson said he gonna have these niggas voting for Democrats for the next 200 years because that's how goofy you is. They filibustered the Civil Rights Act. It was the last record they had in Congress. They took men out of your homes. They would rather them be homosexual than to be a man in a home raising a family. Do y'all not see this? They claim to be Christians but do everything against God. Are y'all Christians? I do not understand what's happening. Do you believe God's word or do you make it fit to your lifestyle? I do not understand what's going on. Was the dashikis not enough? When they walk their ass out there with dashikis on and your ass ain't never been to Africa. But they thought the dashiki was unity for you. They play in your damn face. They play in your face and you let them do it. You let them work up your emotions. You let them build fear. What happened to us being slaves now? We supposed to be slaves 6 months into the Trump presidency and all locked up in concentration camps.
Mic drop. I got nothing else to say. Can we be friends? Where are you, ma'am? Because we're friends now. We're family now. Hi. Welcome. Thank you.
Can I roll with you, please?
I'm scrolling through X and I'm seeing all of these videos of people like black Americans. Like, I'm no longer a Democrat. I'm no longer a Democrat. I'm a Republican. Like, they're not even saying I'm independent because we know what Chad says. Chad is like, you're just politically homeless. And you...
I love Chad. Thank you.
You never know what's coming out of his mouth. I'm just saying, but I give him grace because he's a CB, and he's got my 6. I know that for sure. So
yes, he does.
Yes,
more of that, right? More of that. And part of what I love is that we've even got representatives who might also be running for governor in certain states that are coming out and talking about the housing crisis. We heard this firsthand when we covered a press conference that representative and governor candidate Byron Donalds did when they're talking about taking the corporate ladder out of our housing market. Because what's happening is, even if you've fallen behind in your mortgage, maybe through, I don't know, like the Democrat run, thank you, Fauci, COVID shutdowns. Maybe you've racked up some debt in your mortgage and you want the chance to hit a restart. They used to work with you, these mortgage companies, but now there's no incentive for them to help you refinance your home and to work with you and to keep you out of foreclosure, because they know that on the day your house hits the auction block, there's going to be a corporation that's largely funded by Blackstone that will come in and buy that house. And then you've got another renter there instead of a homeowner. Take a listen to Byron Donalds, Representative Donalds, and what he had to say.
So I'm just leaving the Treasury building this morning. We just had a very important meeting discussing the president's proposal last night on banning Blackstone from buying homes in the United States. Very good meeting with the Secretary Bessent, members of financial services. The president gave a great speech last night, is leading on affordability, leading on housing. And so we're going to work hard to deliver this and get this done here on Capitol Hill. See ya. Talk to you soon.
I love that he is doing this. More congressmen need to do these videos. I thank you, Tim Burchett, for setting it on fire, because he was, I think, one of the originals that was doing this.
And he
you
always,
know what I'm saying?
He holds the camera down. At least Byron was up a little higher.
Well, it's him and it's Luna, and I love that. And I love that more congressional members are picking this up to give their perspective of what they're doing. It's like them joining your spaces. Guys, when you watch Pirate, or you're listening in on Pirate Radio on Wednesdays and Thursdays, or you're in spaces with us, if you follow me, you follow Michelle, you follow Open Mic, you'll know when we are in a space, because the circle, there's like a highlighted circle around our image on X, and you'll know that when you're in a space. A lot of times we'll share them so more people can join, but you never know who's going to hop into these spaces. We are notorious for having congressional members hop into spaces, and they give their perspective. And I love this, because they are literally connecting with their constituency and informing you about what is going on, instead of depending on the narrative from the legacy media, because they're not going to tell it the right way. And they're not even asking the right questions, which is why they like to invite CCN, Coastal Conservative News hosts, Michelle and Allie, yours truly, to a lot of these events, because we give the actual perspective of the representative, and we ask the right questions.
Listen, this is why we've been there. You cannot find in Tallahassee, in our Florida capital, you cannot find one news network that's been invited to sit down with a current sitting state senator, because they fear how it's going to be edited and how it's going to be spun, except for Coastal Conservative News. CCN.
And every time we go into the Capitol, they're like, "Where's Allie and Michelle? Where are you at? Are you here? I see you. Come take photos with us. Come talk to us.
We want to talk.
Come let us know. We're going to let you know what's going on. Amplify what we have."
We may disagree on some items, but this relationship is how the relationship first has to be formed. Think about it, guys. When somebody comes up and gives you advice on your life, or your parenting, or your relationship, if you don't know this person at all, and you've got no relational equity, do you listen to them? Are you likely to take their advice? No, usually not. You're like, thanks. I'm not even really letting you finish your sentence, because I'm like, I rebuke that. I don't know what you're saying. That's the same thing with our elected representatives. They need that relationship, because sometimes they don't know what they don't know. And they don't know what you really want them to do, because they're not a mind reader. And when you have legacy media that only pushes one narrative, largely left, how do we get them to be able to hear the disenfranchised voices? We believe that's part of what we're doing here on Open Mic and Coastal Conservative News, and it's great to see those that are elected. He had one of his media people ask, "How far are you ladies willing to travel?" Because that's the relationship you make, because you're like, we want to tell what you're telling, and I won't read into it, and I won't add to it, and I won't take away from it. Here's the platform.
That's it. Your words, not my spin on your words.
Oh, yes. I love that. Well, if we're going to be honest, we do need to pivot a little bit to the education realm. Pivot! How many times a day do I say, Allie, is it annoying? Do I say it a lot? Pivot! Pivot! Okay, David. Pivot! Wow, David's calling me out live on TV. Oh, I love it. It's like family. It's like family. Feel free to.
You know I love you.
I love it. I love you too, David. Thank you so much. So the FBI, listen, so we're in Tallahassee yesterday. We get this ding, and it's like the FBI is now raiding Los Angeles School Superintendent Alberto Cabrera. And I'm like, all of a sudden I got Spanish. And I'm listening to this, and I'm like, that name sounds familiar. And after doing a little bit of research, he's the former Miami-Dade Schools superintendent. And so there's not much information coming out yet, other than they've raided not only his home there in LA County, they've raided his offices there, and in Miami-Dade. So what's that about? Take a look at what Nick Sorter posted.
Breaking today, federal agents raiding the Los Angeles Unified School District headquarters and the home of Superintendent Alberto Carvalho. The FBI confirming that it executed search warrants, but withholding any further detail. The superintendent has recently made headlines for fighting with federal officials over immigration enforcement efforts in his district. Sandra?
Okay, John, thank you.
I mean, when your job is to work on reading and writing and arithmetic and getting the resources to the teachers who need them so desperately, and you choose to follow the National Teachers Union's sounding the alarm that this is their new thing, that they're not interested in education. They said at their press conference, what we're going to focus on is ICE. When you, I don't think they're playing anymore.
How is focusing on ICE going to, I don't know, boost employment in America? How is that going to boost, I don't know, better student outcomes academically? How?
Listen, for about a year, while my daughter was working in Hollywood doing a bunch of stuff for acting, thank God she didn't get wrapped up with the crazies, but there's a lot of great families that, by the way, used to do that. They used to travel out to California for episodic season because they just wanted to be like, I don't know, on Grey's Anatomy or something. But anyway, if you've ever been out in LA County, first of all, the state of California does do things correctly as far as homeschooling, but you're going to see all of your children that are in Hollywood end up becoming homeschooled because even their parents understand how crazy it is. LA County has the worst, second to New York, the worst statistics when it comes to truancy, when it comes to attendance, when it comes to reading, when it comes to gang violence in the schools. This report says that purportedly $76 million in taxpayer funds going into this district, but they have allegedly falsified student attendance records. Falsifying student attendance records. And the only reason I bring this up, because I hope somebody in Florida, predominantly Sarasota County, is listening to this right now, because there is a due diligence that you have in your district to provide the public with answers to truancy, with answers to where their tax dollars are going. And we're having a hard time, and even some of our red districts, getting to the bottom line of, is there a cause and effect? Is there actually a punishment for truancy? What is that punishment? And who's walking that forward? Because you're putting it in the lap of teachers who are meant to teach. They're not meant to administrate. They're not meant to be the security officer, the SROs. They're meant to teach. And if you don't give them the proper tools that they need, now you're asking them to be mom, dad, security resource officer, mental health professional. Let them teach. Sorry.
That's it. My goodness.
I'm sorry.
My goodness. Girl.
I'm not
You are
sorry.
going to be fantastic as a school board member, and we will continue to do our show, and it is going to be amazing. And they're just going to be all up in their fields, because I remember you getting the message, we have over 11,000 hours of you running your mouth. And you're like, good.
Use it.
I'll give you 11,000 more.
Wait till I'm elected. By August, there'll be 11,000 more, and it'll be more of the same. And if you don't like it, I'm okay with that too. This is a bold, bold mama woman. We both have had the privilege of knowing her and speaking to her, and people like to call her lots of names because she has led the way for school choice, working with a lot of our people in the Department of Education here, but she's also working nationally now to help Trump align what we've been successful with here in the state of Florida, align it for the nation. Again, when I say we've been successful in the state of Florida, I'm not trying to say we don't have issues. When you are the leader in the nation, in the free nation of America, in school choice, don't tell me you don't think there's going to be growing pains. We understand there are, so I'm not trying to make excuses for that. Let's take a listen to Erica Kirk. Erica Kirk.
More than 95% of teachers' union political donations go to Democrats year after year. And like you said, why are there mandatory dues? What can be done about this? What can be done to prevent this? I mean, do we need a law? Do we need some more reforms that just allows teachers to opt out of these union dues and make them not mandatory?
Well, it's a continuation of what we have already fought for. The Secretary McMahon actually did a video just a couple of weeks ago letting teachers know that there was a Supreme Court decision, the Janus decision, that said that they do not have to be a part of the union. But many teachers do not already know this, or it's made it very difficult for them to opt out. We need paycheck protection laws, which means that taxpayer dollars, districts cannot deduct union dues before teachers ever see that money. And we need to continue to provide more school choice options, which are also great for teachers because it gives them an alternative to the monopolistic system that they have been trapped in for pension and liability protection and other matters.
All right, CEO of Education, the Education Freedom Foundation, Erica Donald. It's always great to see you, ma'am. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Erica Donald's there explaining that what we first did here in the state of Florida by saying that union dues are not an electronic withdrawal automatically from your paycheck that you then forget about 10 years into your tenure, that you actually have to not only re-sign up and pay outside of your paycheck every year, but also you don't have to. They're trying to now make the unions have to go back and recertify their charter because, as you pointed out, Allie, their mission statement, their mission doesn't even align with their mission statement anymore.
No, it doesn't. And and I think this needs to be pushed. So a couple of years ago, I had the Teacher Protection Project through Moms for America, and it was really difficult to have teachers come on board with this project because we were trying to set them up with how they can leave the unions, how they can protect their dues, and set them up with lawyers if they felt like they were being disenfranchised or their civil rights were being violated. And it was really difficult to get teachers to come on board to this because they were nervous or afraid that if it was found out that they were participating in this project, that they would be wrongfully fired. And in most states, like ours, it's a right to work. And they don't have to tell you while they're firing you. And so they love what they do, and so a lot of times they'll stuff it down and they'll struggle with it. Like we had Ramona Bessinger on our show, who's from Rhode Island and was completely like ostracized from being a teacher in her school district, but now she teaches other teachers how to stand up for themselves, and it's just disheartening because they are what fuels the soul of our nation, because you have to educate our children to know America, to love America in order for them to fight for it. And so I love what Erica Donalds is doing. She is one of my favorite people ever. And she's so down to earth and so sweet. And so, but she's also very fierce, very fierce.
That's a wonderful example to a lot of young people out there, especially young women who want to get involved. There's a feminine quality that you have, but that doesn't mean that you're not fierce at the same time. Like, if a pit bull, like, you can pet it and it'll be a big baby, but try to rub it the wrong way and it will bite you. And we're just pit bulls with lipstick. So I can't believe we're all out of time. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to be sensitive to our time, Allie, but that was a great way to close. We've got so much more, guys, which is why you're going to want to tune in tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, right here. Thank you to Talk Red. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and keep your mic open.
Love y'all, Patriot fam. See you tomorrow.